This is Lama Tantrapa. Thank you for joining me for this short video. I want to share with you the ways to improve the quality of your life by removing unnecessary tension in your body. Now, we may not address the very root causes of holding patterns that you may suffer from, but we can address at least the areas of tension and pain that can be improved upon. The most popular areas of tension and pain in most people's bodies are shoulders and lower back. As a matter of fact, over the last several months, I've conducted a survey of many people online, including social networks, who responded to questions about the specific areas of the body where they hurt the most. And the vast majority of people said that they had pain in their shoulders. And the number two most popular area was lower back. Shouldn't be surprised, right? So I want to share with you two very pragmatic, very short, and simple exercises that you can do for yourself to reduce the discomfort and pain in your shoulders and in your lower back. Let's start with the shoulders. As I mentioned in my previous video, I hope you watched that, about holding in pattern of tension. It's a manifestation of a particular emotion that many people experience unconsciously every day. And since it's unconscious, they can't really do much about it. And in order to do something about it, you actually have to become conscious about it. Meaning, you actually have to admit to yourself and maybe to others that you actually have this emotion. This emotion is called fear. Facing what scares you, facing your fears, so to speak, is known for being the most direct and functional approach to addressing fears. And in case you want to improve the quality of your life, you want to deal with it in a very holistic manner. And I will be happy to walk you through this process in our complete program. But now, I want to just give you one example of how you can face a tiny baby step towards addressing the root cause of your tension. And that is, how do you simply engage in tensing up those muscles that you already have tension in? If you realize that you have pain in your shoulders, you may also realize that something is causing this pain. And most likely it is tension. If it is too much tension, you can't send the signal to muscle to relax, because there is no signals that the central nervous system would send to the muscles telling them to relax. There are only more or fewer signals of contraction. That means the central nervous system actually needs to learn how to reduce the number of signals of contraction that it sends to the muscles. How do you do that? Well, if this is an unconscious tension, and I suspect most of your attention is unconscious, because who would in the right mind hold conscious tension consistently, right? So let's assume that it is an unconscious tension that you're suffering from. Let's make it conscious first. Once you make it conscious, then you will be able to exercise the freedom of choice, whether to keep it or to stop doing it. In other words, if you don't know that you're doing it, you can stop doing that. But if you realize that you are doing it, you're doing tension, right? Nobody's doing it to you, you are the one tensing up. Now, if you consciously tense up, then you'll be able to choose whether to hold tension or to reduce tension. So not even completely relax, but simply reduce tension, stair-stepping down the level of tension. Look at this. For example, if I have some degree of tension in my shoulders, and I realize that it causes me grief, first thing that I will do is I will actually increase the tension. Just like this. Notice how I'm increasing the tension by lifting the shoulders higher against gravity. I don't have to increase tension to 100% of full capacity of the muscles. I just increase it by a few percent points. But this makes me conscious of the fact that I'm doing it. If I'm doing it consciously, then I'm most likely also going to get really sick and tired of doing this. You're welcome to experiment with me. By lifting your shoulders, creating more tension in your trapezius muscles, the muscles that are responsible for riding your shoulders up towards the ears. Once you've done it for 20 seconds, maybe a minute or so, you will get really ready to stop doing it because conscious tension feels really tiring. And so whenever you're ready to release this tension, just slowly reduce this tension by 50%. That's right. We don't just drop it all the way. We reduce it slowly by 50% and then maybe 25%, maybe 10%, maybe 5%, maybe 1%. That's right. You can fine-tune your awareness of tension so that you can increase it or decrease it by just 1%. And eventually, when you choose to let go even the last vestige of that tension, then you will be thoroughly relaxed. And I'm absolutely positive that you will feel differently. I'm not even going to say you will feel better. I'm just going to invite you to experiment to find out for yourself how differently you're going to feel. And that will give you the sense of empowerment, because that means you are in charge of your own healing. Just like we have performed this maneuver with the shoulders, you can also do the same with the lower back. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to actually demonstrate using my hands against my muscles of the back. I'm pushing into my sacrum down here by my tailbone. And I'm going to use the strength of my arms to resist the extension of my spine. See, I could do it in some other ways, but this is an example of how I'm creating more tension in the lower back muscles by contracting those muscles against the resistance of my arms. I'm consciously doing that, creating tension in those muscles that were probably holding a fair amount of tension. It's just there is no way to release the tension if you don't even know that you are holding it. But once you increase this tension consciously, then you can also consciously choose to reduce this tension, again, first just by 50%. Don't drop it all the way, just reduce it a little bit more, maybe down to 25%, maybe down to 10, 15%, perhaps down to 5%, down to 2 or even 1%. And when you release the tension completely, obviously there is no need to press on the sacrum anymore. Notice how your breathing changes. You may experience the sigh of relief, you may start yawning, or just simply feel how your breathing became much deeper and smoother. And that is because the tension in the muscles of the back, just like the tension in the shoulder muscles, impedes the ability to breathe. It literally blocks the flow of breathing and creates unnecessary tension in the diaphragm, the breathing muscle. When you learn how to release the tension, your central nervous system became less agitated. So it stopped sending signals of contraction not only to those muscles that we were working on, but to other muscles throughout the body, including the diaphragm, your breathing muscle. And that's why your breathing pattern will change, naturally becoming deeper and smoother, or you may even have a sigh of relief as you let go of unnecessary tension. On this note, I hope that you really benefited from just these two very simple exercises. And of course, this is just barely scratching the surface of what we're going to cover in our program. So I invite you to join our program, just pushing the button below this video and enrolling in the program dedicated to restoring your health and vitality by removing unnecessary tensions, not only physical but also psychological tensions in your body and in your psyche. I look forward to helping you with that and walking down this path with you. And I also want to share with you my appreciation of your dedication to self-healing, because you are on the cutting edge of conscious human evolution. People are learning nowadays how to take full charge of their own health and well-being, and you, my friend, are doing that for yourself, and I hope that you will become the beacon of hope for many, many other people. So what you're doing now is not just for your own sake, but also for the sake of people in your family, in your community, and the whole world. I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Namaste.